Hello, it's sundown here. Speaking again from Perth Andover in New Brunswick, where I was mayor until 6 years ago. This is about my third attempt to do this. I'll try to get it right this time, and hopefully somebody will hear it, because I'm speaking for my father who died on the cross. But the image you have of him doesn't really apply right now. He's not in a forgiving mood. He hasn't been ever since the attack on Princess Diana 25 years ago, which was also an attack on us in every way, and it's still ongoing. Even now, this country is getting prepared to honor the woman who was instrumental in designing and helped carry out that attack. Elizabeth served a God of two faces, God of evil and God of good. God is not both evil and good. She's wrong. She was wrong. Her organization is wrong. The Freemasons are wrong. The Illuminati are wrong. In every way, they're wrong entirely about that. That won't stop this country from going ahead and honoring her, even though this Prime Minister, his brother, was one of her victims. And he was one of our family and his family too. He was the third brother in the Trudeau family, and he's the third brother in my father's family. My father was the first. Edward of Wessex was the second. Michelle was the third. About 1,000 years apart. But I want to speak now to the people of the United States, and only to Americans, again, wherever you are, whoever you are, and whatever you believe. I can't emphasize too much that my father is totally pissed off, if I can speak Canadian for a moment. Things don't look very good for you. We want to give you one more chance. This will be your last chance as far as we're concerned. We're giving you a law above all your other laws. A few weeks ago, you had yet another massacre of the innocents. 19 children gunned down at their little desks in an elementary school in Texas, while 19 armed and armored men stood on the other side of an unlocked door and did nothing. So much for your argument that guns will take care of guns. But so much for your laws and our laws and the laws of nature. Even the beasts of the field and the jungle, the lowliest beast, would do anything to protect their offspring. And not you. At the time that massacre happened, many millions of you, responded in what has become a traditional way with you, a traditional and meaningless way with you. You say thoughts and prayers. I don't know what thoughts you may have had, but your prayers would have come to us. And I have to say, none of them reached me. And if they reached anyone in my family, I've never heard tell of it. I don't think there were very many of them. But there were millions and millions of other people, including those 19 children, and the people who love them, and people who love children everywhere, and people who hate the idea of hurting the innocent and the unarmed, wherever they are and whoever they are, and whatever their parents believe or they've been taught to believe. The rest of everyone else had thoughts and prayers that were quite different from those other ones. We have decided to answer those prayers once and for all. But I'm telling you this, it's once and for all. Don't fuck around. We're totally pissed off that the offense that was committed against Diana was against us also. It was against our covenant with you. Our covenant with you holds, first of all the choices here must be your own. So the law we're setting above all your laws, including your Constitution, involves necessarily choice this one last time. And here is your choice. You can either have guns or you can have God. You cannot have both. From now on, you cannot have both. We are setting aside also a decision of your Supreme Court a few weeks later, which made a promiscuous ruling about handguns, carrying handguns. That was against your own democratic feelings and decision of what the majority feel or majority believe in. It was against all logic, actually, and it was an offense against those 19 children. We're setting aside that decision of your Supreme Court, which is supreme only as a court. That's not enough. We're removing your court too. So long as you're a nation under God, that court may not sit as a court of any kind of court, supreme or not, and call it what you want. It's not, as long as you're a nation under God, that is not a court. None of those justices, except the last one named, may ever sit in our name in judgment over anyone or anything. You can say that all the weapons are on your side because in my family, for example, we're not allowed to bear arms. We absolutely are not. And then you say, well, that's easy for us to say because we have tsunamis, we have volcanoes, we have earthquakes, we have all the forces of nature at our disposal. But we've never used that to target anyone as against our covenant with you. If anything, we've held them back until we have felt you were more ready to handle them. But that's all we can do. We never target, we never punish, no matter what it looks like, no matter what people say, no matter what your creatures, wherever they get it from, we don't do that. But we do hold back. And we've held back quite a few things in your name, and we do this all the time until it becomes, in one of your words, unprofitable, which is becoming now. So you can say all the weapons are on your side. We have none, except, of course, we can command whole armies, whole countries, whole religious movements. We can do that, but we still would never target you that way. I'm not saying we never did it that one before, but we've never done that, let's say this globally. We've never done it at all, as far as in any other way for it, except to be an exception that you'll probably think of right away. So you have your AR-15s, or whatever you're calling those assault weapons on your side. We have nothing except Mount Rainier, Mount Hood, Mount Baker, Mount St. Helens, and Yellowstone. Choose well.